What's up everybody, this is Whiskey in the Six, I'm Rob. Today I'm going to give you my top 5 worst valued whiskeys in the market today in my opinion. Now this is not a fact, all right? Other people are going to disagree with this. The companies themselves are going to be up in arms about this. This is just my opinion. I'm not basing this on anything other than the fact that I've tasted these, I've seen the prices on them, and I'm just appalled at what they're charging for what you're getting. So here you go with the number 5 worst valued whiskey in the market, and that's the BLANTO'S Gold. Now, if you've watched the Whiskey Rant, you know that we chirp BLANTO'S all the time, but it's not just because of the fancy horsey and the presentation that we don't like the whiskey. We actually think it's not a very good whiskey to begin with. The only one that I would recommend in the entire BLANTO'S line is the straight from the barrel. There are much better bourbons at better prices, available every day to you that you don't have to get in line for. The BLANTO'S Gold is going for anywhere between 100 American and up. Actually, most places in the States don't even get the BLANTO'S Gold, or they didn't for a very, very long time. In Canada, it was 100 Canadian for a very long time. You still had to wait in line to get one. Now it's lottery based. Just a joke to get one of these bottles. Get these instead. Four Roses single barrel, Knob Creek 120 proof, or even the Wild Turkey rare breed. All three of those are great options. They're always available on the shelf and for much less, at least almost half the price of the BLANTO'S Gold. About the same ABV, so the BLANTO'S Gold is 50% ABV, 100 proof. These guys are about the same, if not more. So get those three instead. Stop wasting your time on the BLANTO'S Gold. Number 4 is the DALMORE 25-year-old. Now this whiskey is actually not that bad tasting. It's actually good. But the problem is, for a 25-year-old, it's over $2,000 now. It's getting higher and higher as the years go on. There's better whiskey in the 25-year-old category than the DALMORE 25-year-old. So if I were you, I'd pick up a Glenfarclas 25 for a fraction of the price, or an Anok 24 for a fraction of the price. There's options like even Glengoyne 25, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but for literally 1/4 of the price, you can get the Glengoyne 25, have the nice presentation, and probably everything that the DALMORE 25 delivers at a much lower price. I'm gonna take a quick break here and introduce a whiskey that I think is incredible value. This is the Springbank 8. You have to be a society member to get this bottle. It was first fill sherry casks, 1,830 bottles, 57.3%. It's an 8-year-old. It's young, but it's fantastic. I'm gonna give this one a mark by the end of this video. Number 3 is the OCTOMORE 13 series. Now, OCTOMORE is going up in price every single year. It is now over $300 American, Canadian, wherever you buy it. Absurdly priced. Some of these are as young as 3 years old. They're 5 years old. Their main line is 5 years old. It's probably got older whiskey in it. We don't know because Bruichladdich never actually disclosed what's inside these bottles. They are great. They are very, very tasty. But it's been the same thing for 13 years running, and they're charging more and more for what you get. You can find better options, or at least just as good options in the market right now, as cheap as like $80 Canadian. We're talking about the Kilchoman Saneg, or Kilchoman anything for that matter, is all well priced and all gonna achieve what the Bruichladdich OCTOMORE series kind of achieves. If you don't want that, go to the Laphroaig Cartouche. Yeah, okay, they're a little bit harder to get, but the value of these bottles is incredible. They're coming in at around 100 bucks Canadian on average every single year. They haven't jacked up the prices despite being around quite a bit of time, almost as long as the OCTOMORE series, if not longer. So the Laphroaig Cartouche series is a great option. Benromach now has a new peat series that they're releasing a higher ABV, excellent sherry cask whiskeys in that Benromach line. There's options out there. You don't have to go OCTOMORE. OCTOMORE is great, but for the price now, it's absurd. I don't think I'll ever buy another OCTOMORE as long as they keep it over $300. So OCTOMORE had to be on this list. Just a couple notes on this. Fantastic, lightly peated, beautiful mouth coating feel. Zero heat whatsoever, despite being close to 60%, which is mind-boggling to me because it's only 8 years old. The casks used on this whiskey must be incredible. Honestly, that's really, really great stuff. Stay till the end because I'm gonna reveal the mark on this as well as my last two on this list. Number 2 is the Yamazaki 18-year-old. Now this bottle was originally like 100 US when it came out. I remember the Pete Lovers doing a review of Yamazaki 18-year-old and they paid about 120 bucks American. It's skyrocketed obviously since then. When they announced that it was going to be discontinued or at least held back for a couple years, not being produced as much, it went absurd in price. Now you can't get it for less than $1,200 Canadian, and that's probably at a deal. Is it good whiskey? Yes, but you're getting 43% whiskey. You're actually not getting a very viscous, well-rounded whiskey. I think it's good, but it definitely doesn't achieve what their prices indicate, in my opinion. Honestly, replacements for this are pretty much any other Asian country. So go to Taiwan and you can get the Cavalon pretty much anything for less. Go to India, you can get Amrut pretty much anything for less. If you want to stay in Japan, go to the Nika straight from the barrel, because every year that's very good value for what you're getting, and at least you're getting a Japanese whiskey to compare it. Obviously it's not 18 years old, but the quality's there, and more importantly, you're not destroying your pockets. Yamazaki 18 is geared towards the suit type market, the prestige market, just like the next one in this category. Is it very good? Maybe, but is it good enough to be getting close to $2,000 in value? No, I don't think so, and I don't think you will think so either. So save your money and stay tuned for my number 1. Number 1 is the MACALLAN 18-year-old and 25-year-old as well. The 18-year-old is $500 in Canada now. That's the sherry cask. Honestly absurd, in my opinion. Stuff like Aaron 18-year-old is 1/4 the price and better. Glenallachie 18-year-old, again, the same thing, 1/4 the price, better. You have stuff like a Knock 18-year-old, I think blows it away, and it's much, much lower in price. The MACALLAN 18-year-old is a joke, in my opinion. It's the biggest joke in the retail market for whiskey. I think they've overshot what their value is. They've overpaid for a ridiculous distillery, a expensive packaging and bottling, without producing the quality that's necessary inside the bottle, which is the most important thing to us. So stay away from the MACALLAN 18-year-old. The 25-year-old is absurdly priced. I don't have to even get into detail about that. That's well over $2,000. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. Anyone that I know that's been a MACALLAN drinker for the last 2 decades has said that the most recent 25-year-olds are a joke compared to what they used to be. So you're not getting anywhere close to the quality that you used to be getting, and they're much, much more expensive. So stay away from both the 18 and the 25-year-old. If you want a well-valued 25-year-old and something that's still a little bit more prestigious nowadays, but gonna deliver on so many more levels, the Springbank 25-year-old is there for you. Even compared to the 18-year-old MACALLAN, you're probably better off going with a Springbank 21-year-old, because you're gonna get it for around the same price, and it's gonna destroy the quality of the 18-year-old MACALLAN. So that's it. That's my final on the worst valued whiskeys in the market right now. Back to this incredibly valued whiskey in the market, and obviously it's not available to everybody. It's only available to Springbank Society members. That's why I kind of incorporated it in this video, because it wouldn't be fair to do a formal review on this when not everybody can get it. I did give you guys a bunch of options for the whiskeys that I told you are not very good value in the market right now. This one right here has to be a 91. It's about $85 Canadian. Close to 60% ABV. The nose is incredible. It's got obviously quite a bit of sherry influence. That's pretty dark in my opinion. It says fresh sherry hogsheads on the labeling, which means that they're only using first fill sherry for these casks, or this bottling anyway. Mouth coating, the finish lasts forever. There's like peanut butter and chocolate chip cookie kind of note going on here. A little bit of smoke. Nice like earthy notes as well, like barbecue notes. Beautiful, beautiful whiskey. get a bit of like a charred wood kind of note as well. Honestly, I love it. It's got to be a 91 for me. I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, tell me why in the description below. If you really like it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Support this channel on Patreon. Cheers.